Yesterday's still burned into me sharp and raw. A morning in my quiet kitchen in Boise, Idaho, sun spilling through the window warm and golden, promising nothing but a good day. I was up early, brushing my teeth, humming some old tune ready to whip up breakfast. The kind of morning where the world feels right and you don't expect it to turn on you. I hit the kitchen, the air crisp with promise, pulling out eggs bacon the usual. The sizzle of bacon on the skillet sang to me a calm before the day's hustle. I loved these moments, solitude before the chaos, of fleeting peace that felt like mine alone. Then it hit me. Sausages. Damn it, I forgot the sausages. My late husband's nephew Caleb loved them, lived for them practically. At 28, he'd come over for breakfast whenever he was in town, his face lighting up at the sight of those links on the table like nothing else mattered. I could already see the disappointment in his eyes, that boyish grin fading. I tore through the kitchen, frantic, checking cabinets, the fridge heart racing as I pictured him walking in expecting his favorite. I was about to give up when a voice cut through, calm, low, like a hand on my shoulder. "What's got you so worked up, Clara?" I spun around expecting my sister, but it was Caleb leaning against the doorway, all easy confidence. His voice caught me off guard, a jolt to my nerves. That smile of his, slow, almost too warm, made my panic stutter. "Caleb," I stammered, feeling foolish, caught in my own mess. "I forgot your damn sausages. I'm sorry." Guilt hit hard, like I'd let him down in some bigger way. He didn't frown, didn't sulk. He just smiled, different this time, softer, sharper, like he saw something I didn't. "Don't worry about it," he said, stepping closer, too close, his eyes locking on mine. "You sure you're okay without him?" I asked, still rattled, trying to keep it light. "Oh, I love him," he said, voice steady, but something in it twisted like a secret unraveling. He was close now, close enough to feel the heat off him, and his gaze held me heavy, unblinking. "Sausages are great for breakfast," I said, words tumbling out to fill the silence, but my heart was pounding and I didn't know why. Then he moved, hand brushing his jeans, slow, deliberate. "Try this sausage," he said, voice low, teasing, but with an edge that cut. I blinked, confused. "We don't have any," I said, words spilling too fast, tripping over themselves. "I forgot to grab some at the store." He didn't flinch, just kept looking at me like my words didn't matter. "It's fine," he said, but his eyes said something else, something that made my skin prickle. His hand lingered near his waist and the air turned thick wrong. I tried to pivot, desperate to claw back normalcy. "Let's make something else," I said, voice too bright, too forced. But he didn't move, just watched me, fingers grazing his belt. "It's not about the food," he said, quiet like a confession. The room felt smaller, the air heavy with something unspoken. "What's that mean?" I asked, heart hammering, caught between fear and a pull I couldn't name. He smiled, slow, dangerous. "Not the kind of sausage you're thinking of," he said, and his jeans tightened, a subtle shift that hit like a shockwave. I froze, mind spinning, body rooted. His jeans clung to him, the outline stark, bold, and I couldn't look away. Fear and a strange thrill tangled in my chest. I stepped back, legs shaky, but they wouldn't move far. Caleb didn't budge, his smile holding me captive. "What's happening?" I whispered, voice stuck in my throat. He grabbed my shoulders, turned me, his grip firm, electric. "Wait," he said, serious now. "Try this." I didn't understand, didn't want to, but I couldn't move, caught in his pull like a moth to flame. Then it happened, fast, too fast. His hand moved something red, a package, a blur pressed against me, quick, overwhelming. My breath caught a wave of shock and heat crashing through me. "This isn't right, Caleb," I said, voice breaking, pleading. But he didn't stop, didn't seem to hear, pressing closer, his presence swallowing the room. "We have to stop," I said again, desperate, but my body betrayed me, frozen curious. He leaned in, voice soft, sure. "You'll like it soon enough." A shiver ran through me, wrong but alive, and when he pulled back, his hand slick glistening, I couldn't speak, mind reeling, body awake in ways it shouldn't be. "Relax," he said, eyes locked on mine, promising something forbidden. I closed my eyes, and a rush hit, sharp, unexpected wrong. I shouted, "No!" the sound bouncing off the walls, but my body wasn't listening. Part of me screamed to stop, to push him away, but another part, dark and hungry, wanted to know where this led. "Don't slow down," I heard myself say, voice raw, foreign, shocking even me. Shame burned, but the thrill burned hotter. Caleb's eyes widened, surprised, then pleased, and he moved again, sure, relentless. Guilt clawed at me, but I was drowning in it, wanting more. He saw it, saw me unraveling, and grinned. "Feels good, doesn't it?" he said, voice wrapping around me like smoke. "Show me something better," he whispered, lifting me, pressing closer, his hands sure sliding against me, slick, deliberate. It was a rush, a plunge into something wild, unplanned. I felt alive, wanted, seen in a way I hadn't in years. His arms were a safe harbor, but dangerous, and I didn't care. I was part of something bigger, something that mattered, and I didn't want it to stop. When he paused, the silence hit like a slap. "Why'd you stop?" I asked, voice small, needy. He smiled, knowing too much. "This is the sausage I meant," he said, pulling out another red package, pressing it to my lips. It was huge, overwhelming, moving like it had a life of its own. I gasped, shock and excitement colliding as it filled my mouth, wild, unstoppable. My heart raced, mind blank, body alive with fear and want. Caleb jumped, eyes bright, shouting, it's here, like a kid with a prize." Then it burst, white liquid, spilling, sweet, unexpected, pooling on the floor, glinting in the light. I wanted more, craved it, even as shame whispered I shouldn't. It was over too soon, and I stood there sad. It ended, glad it happened. Caleb didn't let me linger. He grabbed a rag, started cleaning the mess, both of us quiet, the air thick with what we'd done. When it was clean, he turned, smiled, real and warm. "Call me if you want sausage again," he said, half joking, half serious. I blinked, trying to process laughter bubbling up. After that madness, we were tied, bound by something neither of us expected. He left, and I stood in the kitchen staring at the untouched breakfast, the day no longer ordinary. It was wild, wrong, unforgettable. I smiled, thinking of the chaos we'd shared, wondering what came next.